Welcome to the second Public Information Center for the Detroit River Storm Sewer Outfalls Stormwater Master Plan and Class Environmental Assessment Study. This study will assess the stormwater infrastructure draining directly or indirectly into the Detroit River. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation and learn more about this study. Your input is valuable to us. This presentation will be available on the town's website until Friday, July 29, 2022. The purpose of this PIC is to present the purpose of the project in Stage 1 study area, review the study methodology and municipal class environmental assessment requirements, present the alternative solutions for the Stage 1 catchment area, present evaluation of alternative solutions, highlight next steps and project milestones, and provide an opportunity for feedback from the public and review agencies. We encourage your participation and comments throughout the study. A stormwater master plan is being prepared to identify potential infrastructure improvements to protect public and private property from the effects of stormwater flooding while also protecting the natural environment. The SWMP will review portions of the stormwater drainage system that has a direct connection to the Detroit River or an indirect connection via the Marinette Drain and its tributary drains. The SWMP is being completed in 3 stages. Improvements will be identified for each stage with the preferred solutions within each stage presented at a public information center. This presentation focuses on the improvements identified in Stage 1. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment, or MCEA, is an approved process under the Ontario Environmental Assessment Act and includes 5 planning and design phases. This study is being undertaken in accordance with Approach Number 2 of the Master Planning Process as outlined in Appendix 4 of the MCEA. Phases 1 and 2 of the MCEA process will generally be addressed through this study and include Phase 1, information gathering and identifying problems and opportunities. Phase 2, identifying and evaluating alternative solutions and developing an implementation strategy. Consultation for this project will in part be facilitated by 4 PICs. The first PIC was held in July 2021 and provided an introduction to the project. The second, third, and fourth PICs will cover the alternative solutions for Stage 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Separate notices of completion will be issued as each stage is complete. The following tasks will be completed for each stage of the SWMP. Collect and review background information, including field inspections to collect missing storm sewer data required for analysis. Complete natural heritage studies for all 3 project areas. PIC 1, project introduction for all 3 stages. Build and calibrate a hydrologic and hydraulic computer model of the storm sewer system. This model will be used to complete the stormwater assessment by analyzing the cause of flooding and predicting flows under various weather conditions. Prioritize identified problem areas and develop alternative solutions for addressing stormwater deficiencies. Hold PICs to present preliminary alternative solutions for their respective stage. This is the step that we are currently at. And finalize alternative solutions based on feedback from each PIC. Summarize the findings, recommendations, and cost estimates in the Stormwater Master Plan Study Report. Separate SWMP reports will be provided for Stage 1, 2, and 3 according to the project schedule. The Stage 1 study area includes catchments along Front Road between Turkey Creek and Gary Avenue. 5 outfalls are present. 1 discharges to Turkey Creek to the north, and 4 discharge directly to the Detroit River. The areas of Senator and Juanita Street are an isolated system that outlets directly to the Detroit River with 5 small outfalls. Front Road in particular has a history of overland flooding and roadway ponding. This is largely caused by high water levels in the Detroit River combined with low elevations on Front Road and the surrounding areas. This was particularly noticeable during 2019 and 2020 when record-breaking high water levels in the Detroit River combined with a low surface topography and heavy rainfall events to cause frequent and lengthy flooding. The map highlights lands within the Stage 1 study area that are below the 2020 high water level. The following alternative solutions to reduce the frequency and extent of surface flooding have been carried forward for evaluation. Alternative 1, do nothing. This alternative maintains the current conditions in the Stage 1 area and is used for comparison purposes. Alternative 2, upsize sewers. This alternative proposes that the size of all existing storm sewers within the Stage 1 area be increased. Alternative 3, pump stations. This alternative proposes the installation of storm pumping stations at the Stage 1 outfall locations sized to pass a 2-year storm event. Alternative 4, improve overland flow or surface drainage. This alternative proposes the installation of overland flow routes to increase the capacity at existing Stage 1 outfall locations. And Alternative 5, combined solution. This alternative proposes a combination of measures, increasing storm sewer sizes on Front Road, installation of storm pumping station, and combination of 2 of the existing storm outfalls, directing Senator and Juanita infrastructure to Outfall 4, and the relocation of Outfall 4 to the public property. The town will delay implementing upgrades at Outlet 4 until impacted private properties are raised and/or break walls are added to reduce the impact of overland flooding in this area. Private properties along Senator Street and Juanita Ave are currently lower than the high water levels of the Detroit River. Outlet infrastructure will only reduce flood risk if improvements to private properties are in place. Required improvements to stop the Detroit River overland flow from crossing private properties and entering the roadway may include raised property grades, new break walls, etc., and are required at the private property owner's own investment. Challenges to implement the improvements may include insufficient space, high costs, permit requirements, etc. Benefits to implementing the improvements may include reduced flood risk, potential increase in property value, etc. These images display the proposed improvements for alternatives 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each alternative solution was evaluated using the following factors: natural environment, which considers terrestrial and aquatic habitat, wildlife, and climate change; social considerations, which considers public health and safety, property acquisition and impacts, aesthetics, and impacts to existing and future land use; cultural considerations, which includes archaeological resources and built cultural resources and heritage landscapes; economic and financial considerations, which considers life cycle costs, capital costs and operation and maintenance costs; and technical considerations, which considers constructability and utilities and storm system performance. Comments received from agencies, stakeholders, and members of the public are also considered. The alternatives were assessed against the evaluation criteria to determine the most preferred solution. As presented, Alternative 5 was determined to be the preferred solution because it had the lowest flooding levels of all alternatives under 2020 high water level conditions. It has the greatest improvement to storm sewer capacity to reduce flooding risk. And there are limited impacts to environmental, social, and cultural features as improvements generally occur within the existing rights of way. The figures shown compare the ponding depths between the existing conditions and the preliminary preferred solution, Alternative 5. This is evaluated under a 2-year rainfall event, 38 millimeters, with the Detroit River water level set to the 2020 high water level. The results show significant improvement in the number of nodes that show the water ponding on roads under these conditions. The preliminary preferred solution will eliminate the majority of the nuisance ponding. The figures here compare the same preliminary preferred solution versus the existing condition. However, this comparison was evaluated under the 100-year rainfall event, 82 millimeters. The same 2020 high water level was used for the Detroit River. The results show that most of the ponding locations greater than 0.3 meters depth have been eliminated. Road ponding up to 0.3 meters is typical under the 100-year storm event and will still allow for emergency vehicle access. In terms of next steps, the project team will review input received from this PIC, finalize alternatives evaluation and confirm the preferred solution, prepare the Stage 1 summary report, issue the Notice of Study Completion for Stage 1, Continue with the stormwater assessment and alternative solutions development for stages 2 and 3. The Stage 1 draft report is expected to be available for public review in the summer of 2022. PIC 3 for the Stage 2 alternative solutions is planned for winter of 2023. The Stage 2 draft report is expected to be available for public review in the winter and spring of 2023. PIC 4 for the Stage 3 alternative solutions is planned for the spring or summer of 2023. The Stage 3 draft report is expected to be available for public review in the fall or winter of 2023. We encourage you to submit any comments or questions to the project team by July 29, 2022. Thank you for watching this video presentation and for your interest in the Detroit River Storm Sewer Outfalls Stormwater Master Plan and Class Environmental Assessment Study. Your input is very important to us.